Hey, welcome y'all to episode 2 of Terrible Talk. Yeah, it's not just terrible; it's us bringing our A game, talking Steeler football. I'm not gonna lie though, this off season after a month has been, I don't know. It's not what Tomlin said. Tomlin said there's gonna be some changes made. Yeah, they ain't making no changes. They
Yeah,
just are.
they changed the buns, the hot dog buns at the concession stand.
Oh
Now you
yeah.
get now you're getting poppy seeds.
Oh, I thought maybe they got Mancini's bread in there now. But tonight we're going to talk about positional grades in terms of players. We're going to look at coaching grades in terms of positions. And then we're going to have another discussion about the QB outlook because there's all kind of chess pieces moving around and all that stuff. So, hey, if you're out there, you're listening to us, you want to jump in, we'd love to have you jump in and give your 2 cents. You know how we feel. We always like when people are here.
There goes Princess.
There's our girl.
Super Bowl.
Hey, congratulations, Princess D. Congratulations on your squad winning the Super Bowl.
That's what's up. Chops, you're on mute, buddy. Chops, you're on mute. Come on off.
Damn, I know, but if people didn't get us here, you still got me all discombobulated, telling you don't know how to grill and you're letting your grill get burnt and rusty. It got me thrown. I'm still discombobulated. Yeah, Princess Gamer, I know she was geeked. I know she was happy as a kid on Christmas. I know it.
She said, it was amazing. I never expected a complete shutdown of the Chiefs, 40-6. Let's go.
I did. Hey, Princess G, I did. Listen, on the podcast Saturday, I said,
here we go.
Give me my props.
He
was just throwing things out there.
You ain't never lied, Watson.
Everybody else is like, it's going to be a tight game. She's like, no, it's going to be a blowout.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Throwing it out there. Woo.
Well, fellas, let's get after this a little bit. Let's do some positional grades. Let's start with the QB room. I say it was a train wreck, but I don't think it was a complete train wreck. I'm going to go with something like a B- C on that QB room, just because I think that it was discombobulated. They started out with Justin Fields, who went 4-2. Then they jumped over to Russ, who ran off a whole string of games, and then something happened. It collapsed. They lost 5 straight games. Now I get the whole Christmas thing, the whole 3 games in 10 days, but there's a lot of teams that played that type of schedule. Maybe not as daunting as Pittsburgh, but as a professional coach, don't you think you should have had those dudes prepared? Like, don't you should have? I don't know. So my grade for the quarterback room was a B- C.
For the quarterback room?
Yeah.
Wait. So are you talking about?
Yeah, Mark. Yeah. You said I was thinking, Coach. I'll go C plus. I'll go C plus.
Yeah, I went C. I went a C. And it's kind of funny though, because if we'd had done this say mid-season, that quarterback room was probably an A.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden the debacle started and the wheels came off. And I mean, when they came off, they came off.
Yes, they did.
And I guess something happened. I don't know what, but it just didn't flow like it was flowing before. And something somewhere went wrong. I'm not quite sure, but unfortunately, like I said, I give this group a C, mainly because of the high end that they put out there, and then the bottom end. So I put them right in the middle.
So we're talking this year's room now as it stands today. Okay.
No, we can't talk about how it stands today because it's Skylar Thompson in that room. Hey, what's going on, Daniel B? Good to see you.
Unplug Sheen's mic. He's not taking it serious. How could we?
Did he jump back on Gummy?
How could we grade? how could we grade the room right now? Hell, might as well put me in there if you're going to grade quarterbacks right now. Shit.
Oh,
Come down, chops. Try to chop you.
Our quarterback now can't pass the potatoes.
shoot.
I'm going C- also.
Yeah, the only reason I went B-, fellas, is because it had capability, whether it was Russ or Justin Fields, to be a better room. And like Waddy said, it started out a solid room, and then it just, the bottom fell out. It was all, you know what I've come up with, and this is across the freaking board with the Steelers. There's piss poor communication on that team. Like, the communication is bad everywhere. It has to be.
Well, fellas, we've heard even players say it. You know, guys aren't doing, it's hard to win when 10 are doing one thing, one's doing another. But when Waddy brings up another point that makes me ask the question, how it started out good, then it falls off. Okay, remember when we all saw that clip, Justin Edelman said the Steelers are doing the exact same shit that they did when I played. Okay, so do you give that C based solely on the quarterback room, or does it also fall because
that was my question?
The coaches didn't change anything? They didn't change anything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The play.
They changed faces in the coaching. They changed faces on the coaching staff. That's all they did.
Yeah, but if you're still running the same plays, I mean, it is what it is, bro.
Right?
You know what I mean?
So who's telling
you're
you
talking about the plays from the previous regime of offensive coordinators? Is that what you're talking about?
Edelman said on his podcast, when he watches the Steelers play today, he's still seeing the same shit that he saw when he was playing offensively and defensively.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You didn't see that, Waddy?
I thought he was talking about just the defense because he was an offensive guy. I didn't put it together that he was talking about the offense also.
No.
Yeah.
He had said both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was interesting to hear. It was interesting to hear him put it out there like that. And you know what? The interesting thing is you got guys like James Harrison and Ben saying something very similar.
Here's my thing. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I know he's won 2 Super Bowls or he's got 2 rings. It's hard for me to listen to what Ben says, only because when he was there, when he was a player, he was throwing teammates under the bus. When he was on the roster, he was throwing coaches under the bus and questioning the coaching staff live on national TV. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
it's almost like, is there a little bit of haterade in this game from the beginning? Now, when you got your boy Harrison questioning, that was like, whoa, because he bleeds black and gold. You know what I mean? He
wanted out of there though.
Got rid. Yeah, because they couldn't match the money, and you know what I mean. And he wants to play ball. You know what I mean? So
they weren't listening to him. They didn't hear. You know, I think there was a lot of problems too with and I hate to say this. I agree with you, Princess Gamer. A lot of it is Tomlin's fault, and I think part of the thing was with Dick LeBeau. Like Dick LeBeau that was it. He was done. He walked away. You know, it was so. He still had a defense that worked considerably, and they just quit running that. What he did with the Blitzburg stuff and all that, he just quit. They quit.
And here's my thing, which is crazy, and I don't know. Like Palomalu left, and he was gone for years. Now Terry Bradshaw had left when Noah was there, you know, and it was a while. He wasn't going to come back. But we've seen like Harrison wanted out, and he was a Steeler. You know what I mean? Kevin Green, that was under Cowher, but he was pissed when he said Cowher looked me in the face and said I'd be a Steeler for life. Then he turns around and trades him to Carolina. But under Tomlin, there were other guys, whether it was your boy Palomalu and there's two or three other guys
Faneca.
Slipping me. They're like, I'm out, and they didn't want to return back to Pittsburgh. You know what I mean? But here's my thing, and I know everything falls on the head coach, but you don't think Tomlin is trying to put these guys in the right positions at least on defense to do the right thing? You know what I'm saying? Because he can only put you there. He can't make the tackles. We saw guys missing tackles. You know what I mean? We saw guys not performing. That to me goes on the player. And that's where I question where these guys say you want to play for Tomlin, but you're out here representing them. And you're giving 3/4 effort, half effort.
But not only the player, the coaches who are teaching what they need to do. we're going to grade the coaches too.
Okay.
For the record,
Go ahead,
for the
Shane.
record, on the pivot, Harrison said he didn't want to leave. He said that he wasn't playing. That's the time when he came in. He said he didn't have his uniform, and they said, if I'm not playing, I'm leaving. He went home. He said he did tell Peasy, I think what he told him to let Tomlin know that he was available, and then he never heard nothing else, and then that's when he left. But,
Appreciate you, J-Mac. Thanks for joining us tonight.
But as far as the putting them in places to make the plays, if you watch LeBeau's defense, if you watch those highlights, there's guys everywhere around the ball.
Man, that defense, that was crazy. That Blitzburg was crazy.
The difference of LeBeau's defense and the defense that we're running now is LeBeau was attacking. He wasn't waiting for folks. He's bringing it. That's why it was called Blitzburg. The defense we have now it's basically a bend but don't break type of defense, which puts you in situations that leave guys wide open sometimes, and you're only rushing 4. You're trying to get away with it. Well, the good teams are going to bury you when you do that.
Let me ask you,
and this is why I think he's got to look at the scheme. You can't be afraid of trying something different. What does it matter? You know, because what you're doing right now is not working. Let's change it up a little bit and look at the scheme of what you're doing. You can still have your base of what you want, but just add some wrinkles. That's all.
That's both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
Hey, J-Mac, I got to say this, though. He's delusional because you're no closer than the Pittsburgh Steelers are, my friend. You're no closer. You have a couple better players.
Yeah, but so let me ask you this. I understand talent helps with schemes and this, that, and the third. Do you think the Steelers, real talk, because they have all the tape from when LeBeau was there. They have it all. Do you think they could run what he ran today with the athletes they have?
Absolutely. That's why I don't know why he does.
Exactly. Yes. Okay. That's what I was going to ask. Why wouldn't he know that it worked
in the booth? just consulting. I mean,
that was going to be my next question. Why doesn't he?
No, we're not going to grab Rodgers. Please stop.
No, I hope not.
That kills me.
Hey, let's get back to grading. Then we can have more discussion when we get to the coaching staff.
Sorry.
Hey, what do you give the run?
Rodgers thing.
I want to go to Sheen on this one. Yeah, me neither, Waddy. Sheen, what do you grade the running back room?
I'm gonna go B minus, but B minus with possibly a B because it could be the O line. I can't say if the holes. No, I'm gonna go B because the holes are there. Because when Warren he hits the hole, Najee's just too slow to go. So I'm gonna go B minus.
Waddy, what'd you give that room?
I give that room a B. I thought, again, I know, 1,000-yard runner. It's not like what it used to be, but in this day and age, for a running back to get 1,000 is definitely different. But he got it, and I think him and Warren together kind of give you what you kind of want. And like I said before, with Najee, which I don't think he's going to be back next year anyhow, but if he was, I got to move him up a step and design plays that he can run versus what you want somebody else to run.
Chops?
I'm going to go C, and I really wanted to go B like the fellas. The only reason I'm going C, because Dream hit it. The holes were there. But when you're, and you guys can help me out on this, because when you're fourth in attempts and then 28th, 29th in yardage, does that go on the O-line? Because also, let's not forget, even back in the day, Emmitt Smith, he wasn't getting touched till second or third line because his linemen were going past and picking up other blocks and chipping. So do you place that on the running backs that the yardage was so low, or is that the O-line? Is a combination of both? So with them, I'm going to go C on that aspect. I'm going C with the running back.
I'm with you too. It's a C. They had a 2 running back system, but even though Cordarrelle Patterson gave him something at the beginning of the season, once he came back, he was worthless. After that Indianapolis game, he was just worthless. They didn't even have a third back, fellas. And the Steelers are operating with a single back system, but yet they want to be a running team.
I know.
The Baltimore Ravens are a running team, and Picard is their fullback. It's clear cut.
Ricard, yeah.
Ricard.
Why? And that's another. Why don't we do that? I don't understand that.
It's because philosophically speaking, they aren't on the same page. We're going back to communication. Jay, I could tell you right now, we have no QB1. Okay, no QB1. So we're at a BC right here on the running backs. We're at a B- on the quarterbacks. Let's go tight ends. Fellas. Waddy, what did you give the tight ends?
I gave the tight ends a B-. Again, it's the same situation where, at the beginning of the season, we were on fire, but then at the end of the season, they tailed off, and then we had some drops. And so it was just, again, I can't figure out, put my hand on the end of the season. I wish I was a little microphone in the room and I could just find out what actually happened and what was going on. But the play dropped off, and that's for a lot of, the different positions. Play just dropped off. From
what I heard today, Waddy? You'll appreciate this, Princess Gamer. I heard a clip when the Eagles got the ball at their own 45 or whatever, and they threw that bomb to Devontae Johnson. First play that they had the ball, second half, and the coordinator was saying something to Sirianni. He said, "Put a dagger in him." That's what he said. He literally looked at him and said, "Put a dagger in him." That's not risk taking. That's fucking aggressive. That's aggressive. I want to win. Put this away. Let's get this done. That mentality doesn't go through Pittsburgh. As far as the tight ends go, listen. As far as the tight ends go, fellas, Darnell Washington was not developed any more than what he had been the year before. It started to look like he was going to get some development.
But at the beginning of the year, it started to look like it, and then
they
fell off.
They did.
And then that Michael, what the hell was his name? Pruitt. Yeah, they brought him in. Why? Why did we bring that guy in? You had that guy from last year that was a really solid younger guy. They brought him in because he knew the system down Atlanta. And then Hayward's brother, fellas, Hayward's brother ain't going to be a Steeler next year. I'm telling you that right now.
He should be the fullback.
Well, I don't know.
Did you get rid of what? Yeah, make him the fullback.
I don't think he can do that, guys. Listen, think of the fullbacks we had. Whitman, Kreider. Like, he's not like those guys. He's not.
He's better than Washington to me. He catches better than what. And for me, I'm giving the tight end. I'm giving the tight ends room a D. And here's why. Because, like you said, Washington didn't develop, which again could go back to coaches because I've been saying it for a while.
Right.
Tomlin does not develop talent. Number one. Number two, as with the tight ends, like if you have good tight ends, which we do. Should be good.
We have good tight ends. We do.
He should be good. You should fear them. The defenses should fear them. Again, so does it come to coaches that they never implement anything and try to make the tight ends? Because I understand it's Mahomes, but you always have to make sure you know where Kelsey is. You have to make sure you know where Goddard is, because a tight end is always a quarterback's best friend.
Right.
What I'm saying? So does that come to the coaches? Because you can say what you want. Neither one of our QBs were rookies. They always knew where their outlet should be and where the check down would be, and they weren't going to the tight ends much. So does that come and fall back on the coaches for not? I don't know, man. But I think it's the quarterbacks, because remember when Cal Allen came in, he threw one pass. It was a 20-yard pass down the middle to Firemouth.
Okay, so here's the thing. Here's the thing about tight ends, fellas. Tight ends are supposed to be in the middle of the field. They're big, they're strong, they're supposed to be in the middle of the field.
Don't throw.
Our tight ends catch the ball outside the numbers.
The hash. Yeah.
Because that's the safest place to throw the ball.
Right.
Yeah.
Tight ends caught the ball outside the numbers with Canada. Our tight ends were catching the ball outside the numbers with Todd Haley. Our coach does not want to throw the ball in the middle of the field because he's afraid of turnovers. So you can't necessarily blame it on that. If I had a big guy like Darnell Washington, I'd set him right in the middle of the damn field, throw the ball a little bit high, and let him catch it.
But, Mark, here's the thing, and I had mentioned this to some family and friends when Washington was drafted and they were high on him. I said, fellas, just stop and think about this. He's 6'9", 2 whatever, and even in the red zone, University of Georgia didn't use him. In 3 years, they didn't use him. So that has to mean something. To me, it has to mean something. And you figure the one interception that Russ threw, Washington didn't even make an attempt on it. So again, I just, fellas, the plays aren't called for the tight ends. Nobody fears them. We're not going to the middle of the field. I'm giving the tight ends a D because they're non-existent. But again, is that their fault? Is that the quarterback's fault? Is that the coach's fault for not calling the plays? I don't know.
I respect that.
Now, would you bump it up a little bit considering Freiermuth was our second leading receiver?
Well, hold on now, Waddy. I'm going on.
I'm just asking.
Talent-wise,
Yeah.
I like Hayward. I think he can catch, and I do like Freiermuth. I'm going by, like you said, and he was second in thing. Maybe because I expected more. I figured if we could they just paid Freiermuth. If they could keep him healthy, he's going to be a big part of the offense. And Waddy, you can say he was second in yards, but did he feel like he was a big part of the offense? To me, he didn't.
It's hard to say, to be honest, because I don't like if I know I don't know what their agenda was most of the time, and then some of the time it felt like they were trying to keep him in to help block. I think that was also part of the issue, especially for Washington. He was just a glorified tackle. That's all.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks, Jay. That's awesome to know, fellas. We're everywhere. There's 100 shares out there with our show, so we're pumping them. We're pumping the episode out. That's awesome to know. Hey, and we're going to go on, but I will tell you that in this offense, the run game should have 3 backs that are decisive backs in their own role. One guy should be coming downhill. One guy should be able to get to the edge, and one guy should be your cutback runner. We didn't have any decisive guys. We're quick tossing to Najee Harris. We're running downhill with Jalen. Like it was a mess. The tight end, his predominant role should be between the numbers, not outside the numbers. I don't know where the hell they're hiring these guys from. I don't know what the mentality is when they're sitting there game planning, but I can tell you now, a lot of the reason your receivers aren't open, and we're going to get there here next, but a lot of the reason your receivers aren't open is because the tight ends are out there too. So all the guys have to do is open the middle of the field up and go to the outside. Yeah. There's no scheming. There's no reason to keep guys in the middle.
And sometimes they're right next to each other, which is weird. Yeah, one coverage.
It is weird.
And then when I see that, there's no way you can draw a play up.
Right.
I have 2 guys. You can't.
Not in the NFL chops.
You can't.
You're not supposed to.
Yes. NFL.
So are guys running the wrong routes and just saying, do, let's just meet over here? I mean, because you shouldn't be. We see that often in Pittsburgh. What the hell are you guys doing? You could damn near reach out and touch it and hold hands.
That's not good.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Philosophically speaking, though, you have all the same type of receiver.
Yeah.
You have all the same. Okay, so the receiver room. Let's go there. Chops, what are you giving the receiver room?
Ooh. The receiver room on talent-wise?
No. That's not what we're at. What are you giving the receiver room? Production.
Bro, I'm giving them a C. I'm giving them C's. C's damn near across the board for everybody. Average at best. Talent-wise, I think they're better, but C, because I'm not getting anything from you. Nothing.
The standard is the standard. We're a C team. Why? The receiver room.
Oh, I'm at a C minus. Heck, I might even give them a D at this point. And mainly because you said it, they're all the same. Yeah. They're all the same. Calvin Austin may be a little bit different, but not really. He's still an outside guy.
Yeah.
And
see, I think Austin's a slot.
I'm still wondering their mentality on the tree. I don't know if they
don't have a tree because they have a scheme. They're schemed up.
Weird.
Kevin, you're used to run a tree with me because you can move guys all over the place in the tree. Okay, at the NFL level, they're not running a tree; they're running scheme.
Okay, so let me ask you this.
Okay.
So hold on, real quick, Shane, before you answer, because Sheen has always said those guys don't run proper routes; they don't know how to run the route tree. But hold on,
Go ahead.
We know Pickens knows how. He played at Georgia, so we know he knows how. So I would ask this. Hold on, Pimpin. So I would ask this. So how do you get all these guys from all Division I schools, big time schools, and now all of a sudden we're saying they don't know how to run a route tree? Or is that what the coaches are teaching them? Because again, you have all the receivers for the last 5 years are all like the same, you guys say, and nobody's running a route tree.
That last 5 years. Go ahead, Watson. I'm gonna hit you with that one. Go ahead.
The college game is totally different because they don't really use a route tree themselves because everything is so high tempo now in the college game. So a lot of these guys, and I'm almost positive, a lot of them do not run that tree. And then when they get to that NFL, they don't know it.
Oh, okay. But we don't know that Tomlin and his guys even coach a tree because we never see. Wilson didn't play much, but we know Austin and we saw Van Jefferson in LA. He was running crossing routes. Jefferson was decent in LA, pretty decent. He was running crossing routes. We don't see anybody running crossing routes. Crossing routes are part of everybody's tree. So does that go to the receivers or is that on the coaches for never running? You know what I'm saying?
Coaches.
Yeah, that's a great question because are they just not running that, or I gotta assume that the coach is not calling that because if I'm a player, I'm gonna run the route.
Let me ask you a question. How do you think Antonio Brown got open so wide open?
Yes, exactly.
Coming across that field.
That's it.
His route running was crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And people had to account for the middle of the field.
Yes.
Okay. People had to account for other receivers on that team. They may not have been 80 catch guys, 70 catch guys, but they still had to account for them. You don't have to account for anybody on this team but Pickens, which cut his numbers way down. The second leading receiver was what's his name? Kelvin Austin. That was your second leading receiver.
And he was running a bunch of go routes.
Yeah, he was.
Yes, he was.
We clown and saying Mark really lives on it. He stands on business with this. That Tomlin is in his fears. Do you think because it was a crossing route that Burfict lit AB up? And Ben was still there. Once Ben was gone, because Ben could call his own plays. Do you think? And I have no idea because nothing makes sense to me anymore. Is Tomlin now done with calling crossing routes because he saw what happened to his star player? I don't know because all of a sudden they just stopped. Randall L. used to run running route or crossing routes. Hines Ward used to run crossing routes. You know what I'm saying? AB ran crossing routes. All of a sudden, Bell's AB's gone. All those other guys are gone. The quarterback is in Ben, who had the cachet. I'll call what I want to call. He's gone. So now it's all on Tomlin. We haven't seen we see tumbleweeds going across that middle before we see receivers.
I'm gonna go with what Waddy said. I'm gonna go with what Waddy said. Okay, and we don't have any. I said this. We have all the same type receiver. We don't have a guy to play in the slot though. When they go and draft receivers, they draft the same type of guy every time. They want a big guy. Look, Skronik, what's he? He's a blocking receiver. Van Jefferson, what could he do well? He could block well. They drafted Pickens. Pickens could block in college. Pickens showed you he could block. They're drafting guys. They're getting guys who can block. Who gives a shit if your receiver can block all the time? You just need to get your body in front of somebody. You sign receivers to catch the football and make plays, not to just be a blocker. If you want to do that, then you should have a freaking full house backfield and double tights and let's go. You know what I'm saying?
Or you can run that wing T that Mary likes to run.
Yeah, shit. Whatever you want to run. Whatever you want to run. But you need to get the right personnel.
We don't even run the 3-yard turnaround. Like, hey, that's 4 yards right there. We don't even do that.
Yeah, this is pretty good. She knows her game. Wide receivers don't want to run crossing routes anymore. That's why you see the more stronger guys doing it now, the elite of the elite. Yes. What baffles my mind how soft players are getting. That's my view. Hold on. You're point on.
I gotta push back against that they don't want to. Now it's easier because they don't get hit like they used to when Ronnie Lott and those guys. So they very much can run crossing routes. And every team is doing it. You figure they got rid of Kupp because Puka can now run a crossing route. Edelman, West, the Patriots made a living off nobodies with crossing routes. Everybody runs a crossing route except our Steelers. And that to me is what the hell is going on.
Okay, so the reason those crossing routes worked with those teams is because they had Gronk stretching the field so Edelman could catch the ball on a 2-yard quickie and just run with it. He was always a yak guy, yards after catch, and they had the middle of the field had to be accounted for because Gronk was running down the middle of it. The Steelers do nothing
Gronk wasn't running a 4-3, fellas. Gronk was
doesn't
big.
Matter.
No, what I'm saying is he doesn't have time to clear it out, Mark. Don't forget, Brady was getting rid of the ball faster than anyone else with those short crossing routes. And nobody runs them anymore. And here's my thing. Tomlin has been doing what he's doing, and definition of saying doing the same thing over, expecting different results. At some point, fellas, I mean, you saw the story. I don't know if it's true, and I wish somebody in Pittsburgh, we could find out if it's true. Did someone really and truly rent a billboard, fire Tomlin?
Oh, no, it's true. That's 100% true.
That's crazy.
That's 100% true.
That's crazy. And I love the Roonies and what they stand for. But and hell, like I said, you already know. Tomlin if they part ways with Tomlin right now, he will have a job before he hits the car in the parking lot. We already know that. And maybe it's like Reed. Maybe he needs a new scenery. I don't know, but at some point, and I understand
always looking for good Listen, they're always looking for good coaches in the AFL. The Arena Football League is always looking for guys.
Now, that'd be disrespectful. I'm going there. And here'd be my thing. Here's real talk. Here's what I don't get. With the way Tomlin will talk to guys and you hear him, come on, look at me, do this, you're messing up the team, whatever have you. Why does he continue to hire, and I hate to say this because they're coaching long and why are they continuing to hire coaches that are so-so or average at best?
Listen, let's go back to when we get to coaching.
Okay,
right.
Okay.
Let's go back. Let's get to the O-line. I want to do the O-line first. By the way, my receiver room is a D. My receiver room is a D.
Yeah, I can go with that.
Yeah, it's a D. The O-line is an F. The O-line is an F. I don't feel like there's pieces on that O-line that did a really good job. But to me, I don't think there's any unity on that O-line. You have the
They're all too young.
They're young. I agree.
Come on, Mark. You every look at all your good teams.
Robert Jones. You had 2 tackles that played the full season last year. Robert Jones and whatever the hell his name is that's leaving them. They've both been starting for 2 consecutive years. Now I realize Salomalu, he was there last year. I get Zach Frazier, but guess what? Guess who the rookie of the year was for the Steelers? It was Zach Frazier. Guess who was probably their best offensive lineman this year? It was Zach Frazier. Okay. I get Mason McCormick, but Mason McCormick played great football. Yep. And I think if you'd have had James Daniels, you'd have been fine there too. Mark, but there's just no reason these guys have freaking no unity at all.
Those guys you said that started last year, how many years they've been in the league? How many years they've been in the Steelers? 2 years?
I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about right now.
Mark, but that's how you get – you always hear them talk about teams. This is their 57th start together. This is their 39th, whatever. These O-line, they can line up and damn near not even talk to each other because they know who they're taking. And we're going to be in the same position next year because Fanatalu, whoever, he's coming back. You got McCormick, who's still young, only in his second year. They haven't played together. Now they're going to try to put Jones on the other side because they're losing Dan Moore. So you're still with a young line.
Yeah,
guess what? That's the offensive line coach's job to dumb it down to start with until they get to know each other. We'll get into that, though. You're right. Because I'm heated over that.
I like that offensive line. I like it.
My grade is an F. I don't think they produced it all. I don't think they were produced it all. The 2 offensive tackles gave up the most sacks in the league this year. The most sacks. That's my grade.
Okay.
You're going C, Sheen? What you got, Waddy?
C.
I'm going D. Again, partially young. Jones was out of position. I put that on. Now he can't. He can't beat if he can't beat Dan Moore out at right tackle. Okay, but you didn't have anybody else that was better at right tackle. Excuse me. If he can't beat Dan Moore out at left tackle, you couldn't beat anybody else out at right tackle. And is it McCormick? He played guard or something in center, but they're trying to move him all over the line and said he's pretty good. He plays any position well. That's what Mike Tomlin likes to do. Put people in positions they're wrong. Hell, even your boy Doxson said, you guys are playing me in the wrong position. Wrong position. They don't want to fucking hear it. No, you do what we say. Excuse my language. Do what you say. So what do? He He moved his ass to LA, got money, got paid, and start working and balling out in his right position.
I'm not 100% sure if he was first or second team All Pro this year. I'm pretty sure he made All Pro. He had a tremendous season in LA.
So, and that's just, I don't know, fellas. So to me, I want to give him a D because guys are out of position. Guys are young. There's no continuity. You're flip-flopping all over the place. But again, when we get to him, it'll come to coaches. And I just don't understand why you're hiring.
Only Jones was out of position, wasn't he?
Jones, McCormick, who was the guard?
McCormick was a guard.
Yeah, he was guard.
McCormick was a guard.
In the guard in college.
He played right guard.
Yeah,
that's where he should have been.
Okay, then that makes it even worse. You have everybody playing where they're supposed to be in your line. As Marcus, you say an F, they're giving him C, I'm giving him a D. Mike, come on, Mike T. We expect more from this. See, there's certain things.
That's where the problem is.
If you can't run a 4.2, you can't run a 4.2. If you can't bench 500, you can't bench 500. I can't coach that. You can. The effort is coachable. You can corral and harness effort. I'm not seeing effort. That was what shocked me and hurt and pissed me off.
Oh, that comes down to coaching and motivation. That comes down to somebody being a leader. Okay, and we're not there yet. But let's go to the defense. Defensive line. Waddy, would you give the D line?
Oh, B plus.
Okay.
B plus.
Sheen?
Offensive
go ahead,
line.
Waddy. I'm sorry.
D line.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good. D line.
You gave him a what, Waddy?
I gave him a B plus.
The defensive line?
Yeah.
No, man. Get out
You
of
don't
here.
have to agree. You
You gave a C?
I gave him a D.
You gave him a D? Okay.
D.
Would you give him?
Damn it,
Chops?
D.
I gave him a C. Wanted to go C minus, but I'll go C.
I gave him a C too, and I'm probably thinking along the same lines as Watson. Though, number one, I think the young buck. What the hell's his name? Huh?
Benton?
Yeah, Benton. I feel like he took a step back this year. I feel like he took a step back this
He
year.
was playing hurt. He was playing hurt.
Yeah. Adams. Well, he had to play hurt because Adams got hurt for a month. Okay.
I'm trying to figure out this grade that Watson gave him. He giving out easy grades. I need Watson as my teacher. Jeez.
No. I look.
What was
they
the
were
plus
carrying
about
us for a while. They were carrying us for a while,
just
man.
getting shredded like a kid in a drive-by.
Again, it's the first half and the second half of the season, and that's
all 2 seasons.
Different. It's like 2 seasons. We literally had 2 seasons. We really did.
So
that's because they ran the same defense all year.
And also that's because they beat the Broncos.
The teams they were good, but then against the good teams they stunk.
I was about to say because they beat the Broncos and they beat the Commanders. Did they beat any other playoff team?
The Ravens.
Yeah, they did. Okay, they beat the Ravens. Well, real quick, and that's when at the beginning of the year, when they were more healthy, the Steelers, that's when the defense looked better. Towards the second half of the year, you're playing better teams, you're playing playoff teams, and nobody's 100%. You're dinged up. Hell, we saw what Detroit had to go through. You know what I'm saying? So having said that, it's like we need you guys to step up, next man up, and nobody was stepping up. So is that they're not drafting, they're not getting free agent? I don't know.
Well, you need to cut bait with guys like Loudermilk.
Yes, please.
Like these guys are not producing. They're not putting on weight. They're not eating up double teams. They're not doing anything. These guys are, we're picking up these guys, hoping and praying that we could put weight on their body, and they do what a 3-4 lineman does, and they're not. They're just not.
You know who those guys remind me of? Keevan contract thieving Henry.
Except they're bigger than he was.
Exactly.
They're bigger than he was.
Yeah, he was terrible. He was like 5'10", 180.
Now I put Edge down as a separate category.
See, I kind of lumped them in with the D line.
Okay, so that's where you are.
I kind of lumped that in. Well, yeah.
No.
I kind of lumped it in.
Those are A. Hightower and Watt, A.
Even their backups, though. Even their backups. I mean, that was a good room. I think Tomlin wasted Preston Smith. He didn't even dress him for the. Yeah. He didn't even dress that guy for the Ravens playoff game.
But he also did that. Who was the guy they got from the Chargers years ago? What was that cat's name? He was hitting up there.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Though.
Yes.
He was fat with a single digit number.
No, that was dude from Green Bay. No, the dude had the dreads from the
Yes.
Chargers.
Yes. He looked crazy in the uniform.
I know who you're talking about.
Then he went to the Chiefs, linebacker.
Yeah, he said he wasn't going to play for Pittsburgh anymore because they weren't letting him get enough reps.
Move on. I'll find it.
Yeah.
So I give that room an A- just because as Watt was getting schemed up and double and triple teamed by staying in the same spot, they didn't do anything to alleviate that and cause some chaos.
Melvin Ingram, y'all.
Melvin Ingram.
Yeah.
You know what though? Honestly, I know we would go round and round with Sheen on this, but these last couple of games when he was registering no stat line Watt, and they were showing some of these plays where he was being single teamed, and you're right, but also they didn't move him. That to me is where they fell off a little bit, because when we needed them to come through, come on, Watty, give us a strip sack, give us something, just that, whatever. He's nowhere around. So, and again, if you're up there for Defensive Player of the Year every year, even if the Browns were terrible, but Garrett was there. Garrett was showing up every game.
They were moving him all around.
That's true. That's true.
They put him in the middle. Yeah, I just don't get it.
I don't understand why they never put Highsmith, Herbig, and Watt on passing downs. At least bring all three of them in there. I don't get it.
Because there's no creativity on the defense either.
Yeah.
We'll let you complete the ball. We play off 15 yards. We'll let you complete the ball. We'll tackle you.
That drives me insane.
Man.
We'll tackle you. Hey, inside linebackers, that's another group I'm giving an A, but I'm giving it an A- because I don't feel like Patrick Queen played up to his contract. That's
I'm going B. I'm going B. I'm going solid B. Close to B+, but I'm going solid B.
I'm going B.
I'm going to B+.
B+. Yeah. I go A-. I just think Queen, I loved what Peyton Wilson did.
Yeah.
Landon Roberts better be re-signed. He's legit. Landon Roberts is our Vince Williams. You just got to start blitzing his ass. Blitz his ass like we used to do with Vince.
He don't need to be covered. He does not need to be in cover at all.
Listen, we never run blitz either. Never run blitz. You wonder why. And by the way, just taking a small step back to Watt and why he became invisible, especially against the Ravens. The Ravens ran everything left. They ran everything left. Watt had to chase everything. That they could single team him, and he had to run everything ran left. They were smart because they knew the Steelers didn't change, just like Edelman said. So, all right, the corners, and include the slot in your grade. Chops, the corners, include the slot in your grade.
I'm gonna go C. Some penalties, giving up passes. I'm going C.
Waddy, your corner.
C.
Okay. Shane, you're a corner. C. Yeah, I'm going C-, and especially because the guy we got from Carolina, Jackson, is that his name?
Jackson, yes.
Yeah. He was ranked something like 117th out of 125 corners in the NFL. That's how bad he was.
How is that though?
I think part of it, Kevin, is
because he had some INT.
I know. Early in the season. And then the scheme, they had him playing off. They have Porter Trail. They have Porter Trail and T. Higgins. Meantime, Jamar Chase is on the other side. What?
I know.
What are you?
Yeah, that was weird. I understood because I understood what he was. I understood what he was trying to do, but for me, after I watched that a couple times, I would have said, "Nah, you got to go back over." I'd have just said, "Nope, we're not doing that." After I watched that a couple times, that ain't going to work. We got.
But see, this is the definition of insanity that Mike Tomlin continues to display. He is just
the second half. He did switch it though. He switched it.
It took him forever though.
Yeah.
Like you don't need to. You don't.
I only need to see it 2 times. That was it.
Yeah.
No.
How about at the safety spot, fellas? This is a very, very delicate area for them because I feel like they have a couple of really good safeties.
To me, it's a C. Missing tackles, out of position guys. I'm going C.
Okay.
Because I don't see any leadership anymore from Minka.
No.
Fellas, when we got Minka all pro, I was like, yo, that's where I was geeked. To me, again, no development. He's not getting significantly better. He
As
just
your
isn't.
corners play off 15, he has to play off 30.
Yeah.
Do not get beat deep. That's all they tell him.
It's just weird. Just weird. It's
Do not get
weird.
beat deep. It's like the guys can't run. It's like he doesn't trust them to run. That's an issue with me. Also, Minka had a hell of a lot of tackles. Go look at his stat lines. He had a hell of a lot
but
of
he
tackles.
missed a lot too. And I remember texting you guys, well, yo, look at Minka. He didn't even come up putting his helmet in there like he wanted to tackle on a lot of plays.
Yeah.
Just know they're talking about bringing in that San Francisco safety.
Yeah, I saw that. They talked about that. What's his name?
Like
Talamangu. Yeah, I can't think. Yeah, he was all pro.
He's legit.
I think
no,
he was all pro.
But he gets hurt.
Oh, okay.
He gets hurt a lot.
Okay.
I did like Deshaun Elliott though. Now that's a player. He's a player.
I'm a KZ guy. I like somebody who's going to take the fan.
Yeah, but so did
Beanie was all right. I thought Beanie was okay.
Beanie did a good job, but Beanie was the corner slot. He's a corner slot.
Cam Sutton came and threw everything off, man.
He did. Yeah. They
back him up.
And that, you know what? And as we look back at it, that's kind of when the wheels fell off.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's when it fell off. They took, for whatever reason, they took Beanie and put him on the sideline, put him in there, and then things just got strange from there.
Yep.
The Carolina, for whatever reason, I know he had his domestic abuse, whatever. Carolina cuts Sam or your boy, Cam Sutton. Steelers signed him back. Detroit. My bad. Detroit. I knew it was blue. Detroit. They also did that with Terrell Edmonds. Somebody cuts him, we bring him back. We got rid of him because he wasn't any good. I don't understand why Tomlin does this. He signs guys that are practice squad or second teamers at best. Nobody's that's going to actually add any value to the team.
Right.
Don't forget, Terrell Edmonds was a number 1 pick.
He was what? He had a 3rd round grade, right?
Yes.
He shouldn't have had no grade at all. That's a whole nother issue.
He's a UDFA, baby.
I remember
UDFA. Undrafted.
When your boy Edmonds got drafted, and they said number 1. I remember his mama on TV looking like, you shitting me. His mom didn't think he was the one. His mama did not think he was round 1.
I'd love to have seen that off camera. What they were saying to him. Boy, who knows? What the?
Mama Edmonds said, "What, you shitting me? Yeah, give me my ripple."
Special teams. Let's lump it all together. Kickers and returners.
That's not fair. That's not fair to go ahead, Waddy.
Well, yeah, I was going to say the punter and the kicker. I got to get them an A.
Yeah.
I mean, shoot, Bob's was lights out.
Yeah.
He was my team MVP. I don't know why they gave it to Watt. That was my team MVP this year.
I got ABFF. Boswell, then the punter B, and then the returners all Fs.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, they brought in Patterson to do the returning. The Steelers return game was like number 25 in the league. Yeah. They were one of only like 6 teams that didn't return a kick for a touchdown.
Cordell Patterson was out there looking like Melvin Ingram in that outfit.
Man,
he looked like me running the ball.
If you want to talk about somebody who went from sugar to shit, Patterson, Jesus, Lou.
Yeah,
he was decent last year, and you coming to say like, "Are you kidding me?" No,
he had a little belly on him too. I said, "Nah, buddy."
Fellas, I want to tell you something. We graded this whole team, and they are exactly what they ended up. They're a C team.
Yeah.
C minus, high D. That's what they are.
But here's the thing. When we go again, when we're off air, whatever, go back position for position and look at talent. Talent-wise, they're better than a C team. Coaching is bringing them down to a C.
So let's do it. You just opened the gate. Let's do the coaching. All right, let's start with the O-line. Got to start with the O-line. Pat Myers.
F.
He gets a freaking F. He is a strong F. There's no doubt in my mind that he is an F. His assistant offensive line coach is an F.
Hey. We're in Montgomery County. We can't give Fs.
F minus.
You're right, Princess. You're right, Princess. That whole team
Great
is a C.
Yeah.
You don't win
Yes.
Super Bowls with a C.
No,
So
you
yeah,
can't.
he's an F. It's not even close.
F minus.
Yeah,
There
it's
we go.
not even close. Let's jump to running back coach Eddie Faulkner. Okay, look, I gave him a C just because of Jalen
Yeah.
Warren, but
Yes.
after that, fellas, Najee Harris didn't get any better. He didn't make adjustments with him to become a quicker
Okay.
to the
That's what I was about to
hole
say.
back.
I was going to say, is he allowed to make the decision to move him up a little bit? Hey, can we move him up a little bit?
He
Is the
should
one who
see
made
that
it?
though.
You should see that. Just, I
That's
mean, I'm
his
just a
job.
little bit, man. You should be able to see that. Move them
He
up.
should see that.
They're not going to notice a half a step. You're not going to notice that.
Fellas, I hate to tell you this, but if Jalen Warren is the number one back next year, the number one
trouble.
back, you're
You're in
gonna
trouble.
take a giant step backwards. No matter how
You're in trouble.
much,
You
no
can't say
matter
number
how
one.
much you think that's going to go down,
You
Why
can't
do y'all say? Wait. Why do y'all say that?
why?
He's not-
Because
he's
he's not a
not
number one guy.
He can't take
He's
the
not.
beating.
I don't think he can. I don't think he doesn't have the
I'm
size.
sorry,
He's
Jim.
always got a hamstring issue. He's had a hamstring issue every year he's been in the league. You know, this is his what? This was his third year. You know,
Yeah.
we're so glad you joined us, Princess Gamer. She says we could debate every team. She loves talking ball. I appreciate that. We all appreciate that.
when
We're
you
happy
talk-
you join us as an
When you
Eagles
talk
fan.
size, he might not be as tall, but Wade, what is he? 215, 220? He's a cook.
Yeah.
You know, he's
So he's back.
Now, hold on. Did he get hurt his rookie year?
yeah,
He got hurt his rookie year?
hamstring. He has
Yeah.
bad hamstrings.
With,
Yeah.
and when okay, so let me
Jordan
ask you
Cole
this. So he's been hurt his rookie in his second year. He's been an injury. Why do you not pick up that fifth option then on Najee? Because as much as you may not
Because
be
Eddie
Najee-
Faulkner didn't know enough to move up Najee a
Yeah.
yard and a half to get to the hole faster, make things happen quicker. That's why.
But fellas, here's the thing. Again, like Waddy said, it's not as glamorous as it used to be. But two things: Waddy is Najee is still 1,000-yard back. But more importantly than that, what is the best ability in NFL? Availability. He doesn't
You're right.
miss
No.
games.
He doesn't.
I don't know what they know that we don't know, that you're not picking up the fifth option on him, because I'm telling you, I think he's going to be like a Saquon. He's not going to go anywhere and get 2,000, but I bet you he goes to another squad and they have decent line. He's going to ball out. He'll get you another 12, 13.
I'm just glad that Derrick Henry's with the Ravens, because if he went to the Ravens, shit.
Man.
Yeah, that would scare me, because the first thing they would do is exactly what Kevin keeps saying. Move him up just a little bit to hit the hole quicker. They ain't going to throw the toss sweep to Najee. Nobody
It might
else.
be, listen, he might be coming back. It's not. He ain't. You know, they talking about.
Oh yeah, I still think you're still gonna have to draft one regardless. It doesn't matter. It just depends on which round
Scatterbo?
you're gonna draft him in.
Did you say Scatterbo?
Scatterbo, my man.
Yeah.
That's my man right there. Let's go.
So the running back room.
Whoa.
What I said a C. What else you guys think?
I'm right there.
See,
Yeah.
You're talking about the coach, right?
Average.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
The wide receiver coach. The wide receiver coach. The
D.
wide receiver coach. He's brand new. Zach
F.
Zani.
F,
Huh?
F.
You know, I'm gonna give him a D, because I don't know if everything is his fault. I think some of it, I swear, it's got to be the scheme. I'm telling you, you know, you're assistant coach. You ain't got that much say, you know. So I give him a D.
Okay. So let me ask you this: Why do you put your coaching hat on? Right? Can you think? Do you think the wide receiver coach can at least coach his receivers how to get separation? Because you might run a poor route if the coach is calling a poor route.
But I don't
can
know
I teach
what-
you how to get separation?
I don't
Or
know
do
what
you
the
need speed for
play
that?
is. Like, you know what I mean? Like the scheme of running the plays and the routes and so
If you-
forth. If I had a little bit more insight to it, then I could tell you that. But that's why I say I give him a D, because I don't know that part.
I know.
And I'm not going to rip him for that if I don't know. You know what I mean?
Again, going back to what I said, Chops, we don't see anybody down the middle of the field. No, they don't even have to cover the middle of the field.
No teams.
So there's no way to get separation when all the
Yeah.
corners and safeties and everything were playing on the outside too. Like
Yeah.
they know they're not going to go down the middle of the field.
Right.
It's transparent as hell. So that makes it
And you
really
can,
difficult.
and it allows the corner, if you're on the
move
sideline, it allows the corner. Well, he can also jump the ball. I mean,
Yeah,
he
he's
now
killing.
just come downhill flying
They're
because
just
he's got
lucky
the
they don't have
sideline
more
help.
interceptions. Hey, Waddy, the
Yeah.
Steelers are lucky they don't throw more interceptions, even though they throw it to the outside of the field.
Oh, I know.
So,
Especially
from my
that-
perspective, I gave that dude a C, and the reason I gave
Yeah.
him a C is because we did see growth in Kelvin Austin. Okay, I think they maximized what they could get out of Van Jefferson, and when they used some of those other guys like Scotty Miller and Skronik, you got what you could out of them. Those aren't top shelf guys. You know, he got what he could out of them. Going back to Waddy again, we don't know what they're asking them to do. We don't. We know they're all blocking receivers. So, tight ends coach Alfredo Roberts is a D. Chops, we can't hear you.
They can't hear you.
F is in Frankfurter. F.
Yeah. 20 years in the league, by the way.
F.
Coaching.
Oh,
20
yeah?
years.
How
Yeah.
many years in Pittsburgh? How many years in Pittsburgh?
2, 3.
I'm going F. I'm an F guy too.
Only reason I
Yeah,
gave him a D is because only reason I gave him a D is because Freiermuth had a really nice season. That's the only reason.
That's on Muth. That's Muth's ability. We didn't see him running better. We didn't see.
Yeah, we hope. You know, but you're right. He didn't develop anybody. We talked about the lack of development. You're 100% right. Let's jump over to offensive coordinator Arthur Smith. What do you give him?
I give him an F only because I can't give him anything worse.
Wait, who we talking?
Arthur Smith. Arthur Smith.
I'm gonna go D. And I go D. Well, first half of the season, and then I look at the second half of the season again. The first half of the season, like what was going? Like we were doing things right, like it was working.
But hold on, Waddy.
Based off what you're saying, Waddy, I'm giving him an incomplete.
Hold on.
And
hold on. But the first half of the season, the defense was balling. The offense wasn't putting up points. So the defense was balling.
But
so
then the offense started putting up points when Russ came in.
Hold on. Again, like Sheen said, against teams that weren't playoff teams. And we knew what was it going to be? That moon ball that your boy was coming down with, because it wasn't any scheme that he was doing to get your boy Najee in the flat on screens. He wasn't doing anything to isolate, to make sure that your boy Pickens was there. He wasn't doing anything creative to get Van Jefferson or any of those guys involved. That's why I gave him an F. I mean, we keep going about the middle of the field. That middle of the field could have literally, every time the Steelers had the ball, the middle of the field could have been concrete. It could have been concrete. Nobody was on it.
Yeah.
Let's jump over to
Josh. Hold on. No. So now, just so you know, a D in Montgomery County is not good. I don't know what they got down there in Atlanta, but a D is not good here.
Hey, Princess Gamer, enjoy yourself tomorrow. Be careful out there. You do live in Philly. We know it's a little scary out there. Let's get moving though, because time's running short on us. D-line, what are you giving them? The D-line coach. The D-line coach was Carl Dunbar. He's been there 8 years.
F,
8 years.
Because he wasn't smart enough to do what he's the entire
His best
year.
player was 36 years old.
But again, but if you're like Waddy said it to me, right? Is Waddy put it down? He was putting the edge rushers in on that D-line, the whole nine, whatever have you. That D-line coach is not smart enough. Is he's watching Garrett in the same division moved all over the field, and you're not smart enough. You're not smart enough to realize that's what we need to do. He gets an F, brother. He gets an F.
Okay.
I don't think he coaches the outside backers.
No.
I don't think he does.
I don't think he does anything.
Did do something to get a better. Let me tell you something. The entire Steelers coaching
The linebacker coach was not re-signed, so we can't even grade a linebackers coach. If you look at the Steeler coaching status right now, they are missing a linebacker coach. In fact, they only have 5 coaches on their defensive coaching staff right now.
Did he go elsewhere, or did Tomlin choose not to sign him? Did he go elsewhere?
Tomlin chose not to sign Aaron Curry back.
Jeez.
It was Aaron Curry. Is who it was.
It's hard for me to defend Tom, man. It's hard. I don't get it.
Eric, you know what? Aaron Curry did a great job with those linebackers. I don't understand why he let them walk.
Exactly. We got a lot out of Wilson, big dog.
I'll tell you what happened. New York, he got more money. He got more money.
Okay.
That's what he got. The Steelers ain't want to pay him.
Watson, do you think Do you think that when Tomlin hires these guys, he has a budget that he has to work off of?
I would have to assume there has problem. I would have to assume. That's why you get the guys you get. There's got to be a budget. You got this much here to spend. You try to work it out. You negotiate.
Did you actually look at? Did you actually read every little blurb? It was like 15 seconds it would take. I read every little blurb about every one of those guys. Those guys are the coaching staff is horrendous.
Yeah, I said that.
Really,
I said it a couple weeks ago when I looked up Grady Jackson. I said, "Where the hell did Grady Jackson come from?"
And then I'm not even being funny. Then if he even needs to take $2 million, I don't know, cut your own salary to some degree to get better coaches. Are you kidding me? Fellas, legacies, coaching trees, that matters. And when I say it matters, nobody would. I don't know, man.
Bring some guys in. Bring some guys into play.
I don't understand it. Yeah, I don't understand it. It's just bizarre. You got some former players out there that want to coach.
I mean, they should bring back some of those former players, not just to camp, but leave them on the roster.
Yes.
They don't even want to come back to visit. They don't even want to come back to visit Tomlin.
Hey, we got to keep moving here, fellas. Terrell Austin's an F.
Yeah, keep going. You don't even got to
start. Danny, what do you give Danny? What do you give Danny Smith?
Hey.
He's the best coach. He's our best coach on staff.
I think you're right, unfortunately.
Yes.
Your special teams guys, your best coach.
Those guys like playing for Danny Smith.
Yes, Danny, we will send you a bucket of bubble gum, Danny.
Hey, he's a great guy, too. Every year when I go to camp, him and I take a picture. Every year. Freaking year.
Yeah, Danny's a good dude.
He's like, got to take my picture with the old man. I'm like, dude, you're great. He's like, you got none. Again, the saddest piece of it is we said that the team is a C-level team, but how many coaches did we go over? I didn't even do Grady. Jackson because he's gone too. All right, they brought in Gerald Alexander, and I can't even grade that dude. He the last time he was in Pittsburgh, they're telling me about as an assistant secondary coach how good the secondary was. He was an assistant secondary coach. Yeah. Somebody told him to go over there and throw balls to those corners. That's what he did.
Load the jug machine. Load the jug machine.
Yeah. So I can't even grade that. All right. And then they tell me Grady Jackson was in the hunt for a defensive coordinator position. Why? Because somebody else wants to have their DBs playing off 15.
Gerald Alexander went from 100,000 to 200,000. That's what I call making it.
Oh,
there you go. Got a little, yeah. How 100? Yeah, come on. 200,000 for a linebacker coach? That's it? Come on, man. That's you paying. That's Skittles. Come on.
Hey, we don't have enough time to even talk about this quarterback dilemma, but it is getting strange out there. So keep your ears open. Today, February 13th, 2025, the latest is they made a call on Trevor Lawrence. Now, here's what was said. They made a call. They asked if he was available because Jacksonville's going another direction with a new coach, and Jacksonville said, no, he is still our franchise quarterback, and that's it. That's all that was said. The guy who actually blew the whistle on this got this from an inside source. And he's the same. This guy who got this information is the same guy who told us that Brady was not going back to New England. And he called that right because he knew that. He got it from a good source. The guy, in fact, is a golf college basketball guy. So it's not like he needs to step on anybody to get ahead over Palantonio or Schefter or anyone like that. So he got you good information, but it went nowhere. It went nowhere with Trevor Lawrence.
If they tell Trevor Lawrence he's traded to Pittsburgh, I'm guarantee you he is going to egg Khan's house. The owner of Jacksonville, he's egging his house. You sent me to Pittsburgh, you son of a. He's going to be hot. He's going to be hot. Man.
You didn't see that Jacksonville team he was on last year.
Yeah, they were great. Here's the thing.
Was terrible.
Here's the thing. We like Pittsburgh because I'm from Pittsburgh. But if I'm going to be on a bad team where I can be in the state of Florida, I can be in a bad team where I can be in Pittsburgh, I'm going Jacksonville. At least I'm near the warm weather and I can go to the beach a little faster.
And I'm never going to win. Well, maybe they have a better chance of winning in Pittsburgh quicker. I don't know.
Hell, but if I'm going to lose, I want to lose in Jacksonville rather than -8 degrees in Pennsylvania and Pittsburgh. Are you shitting me?
Jacksonville ain't that ain't no better. It's all water. It's swampland. No, I'm good.
But you're closer to the beautiful things. What the hell?
Listen.
You go to Pittsburgh, where you going? To Erie? You
Listen.
would go to Erie?
I'm going to the
Hey,
point.
listen. I can tell you, Mike Logan, when he used to play for Jacksonville, he said they used to have to charter jets to go to Miami because there was nothing to do in Jacksonville.
Yeah, they ain't nothing. They're nothing.
I get it, but you can charter a jet to Miami in what, an hour? You going to Miami from Pittsburgh? That's a little bit longer, baby. And it's cold. It's ridiculous.
That cash he making, it ain't gonna matter. He flies on
episode 2 in the books, fellas. Nice job. Good
No,
grades. It's exactly what national media should have graded him out at. And who are we? We just see it from our perspective. On our next show, we will be talking about the quarterbacks some more. I'm sure we're going to start digging into free agency and see where we're going to make some moves in Pittsburgh. Who's going to come? Who's going to go? That's gotta be our next show, because we're very close to free agency. We are less than a month away now. So thanks everybody for joining us. Don't forget to check us out on Tuesday nights on the Original Sports Podcast. We're at 7 p.m. Same place as you're watching this right now. You can watch it on Tuesday nights. The only difference is you can watch us on Roku if you have Roku on National Streaming Sports. We thank you for joining us. Thank you for chiming in. We had a hell of a nice group of people here. Everybody who joined us, thank you. Have a great night. Go Steelers.
Chops, what you sipping on?
Holla at you, boy.